Mega Scolipede is a brand new Mega Evolution Pokemon Champions, and no competitive player can figure out why it was designed this way, because when it does Mega Evolve, it gets a pretty big defense and attack increase, but it lowers its speed a lot to where even after one speed boost, it's still not able to outspeed a lot of common Pokemon. So we're going to try out Mega Scolipede and see if it actually works or not. This is going to be my take on Mega Scolipede Rain, which I think is probably one of the stronger ways to be able to utilize it and actually allow it to accomplish things, so let's break it down. So first Pokemon up is going to be Mega Scolipede, which does get access to speed boost prior to Mega Evolving, which is able to boost its speed at the end of each turn, and when it Mega Evolves, it gets access to Shell Armor, which means it is unable to be hit by a critical hit. When it does Mega Evolve, it gains a good amount of attack and a lot of defense for some reason, but lowers the speed stat of the Scolipede immensely, which means that with speed boost, it would be a nice pair. However, Scolipede only has base 62 with Mega Evolving, which isn't the fastest. You need multiple speed boosts to be able to outspeed a lot of the common mons like Aerodactyl, and especially Mega Aerodactyl, and multiple others after the speed boost. So it's kind of a strange mon in that way. This Scolipede we're going to be running is just coverage options. We want Leech Life for the recovery since Scolipede is actually pretty bulky as a Pokemon. Poison Jab, which is able to hit the fairy types. Rock Slide to be able to hit the Charizard, especially in Incineroar and more. Protect, of course, to get the extra speed boost. The EV spread on this Scolipede, we have 1 point slower than my Annihilate, which is important because we have Coach Annihilate. You want to be able to get the boost before you're going to attack off with Scolipede initially. Max attack, because this mon needs as much help as possible because it's not the best attack stat out there. And then the rest is just going to go into HP as to be able to take attacks. So next Pokemon we have is going to be a Focus Sash Annihilate with the Define ability, which is able to boost the Annihilate's attack stat by 2 stages when a stat on Annihilate is lowered by the opponent's side. Very useful for scaring away Intimidates from Incineroar and punishing them, which is useful for Scolipede immensely. Close combat to threaten a one-shot into those Pokemon like this, the King Gambits, the Incineroars, and just a lot of damage in general. Coaching to boost the allies' attack and defense boost, which is how we're going to set up our Scolipede. Makes it both be able to take attacks as well as dish out a good amount of damage. Rock Tomb for speed control, really useful against the Charizards, especially Charizard teams with Incineroar. Rock Tomb is able to do a lot of damage and of course lower that speed, so Scolipede can outspeed afterward, which is pretty nice. And Protect to keep the Annihilate safe. And I've experimented multiple moves on the Annihilate. You could definitely go with like Taunt, you could go with a Ghost move, but I like Protect just because I think the playstyle of having speed boost just double protecting on the turn does actually come into play quite often, I feel. So Annihilate with Focus Sash, just simple max speed and max attack to shout as much damage as possible. Not much to say, as we do want to try to outspeed as many of the Charizards out there, especially since most of them are bulky ones. We want to outspeed as many Pokemon as possible. Dress with close combat for the steel types, and again Incineroar and multiple Pokemon that Scolipede don't appreciate, and give the coaching boost to that Scolipede out. Next Pokemon we have is going to be the standard leftovers Archalon, and the reason why I want to pair Scolipede with Rain is multiple reasons. One, of course, like it's able to pressure against a lot of Pokemon that Scolipede doesn't appreciate, especially that Charizard, which is really nice. A Basculegion, which we can't hit with Scolipede or this Annihilate set, so I did want a way to hit Basculegion, so I think Archalon makes a ton of sense. And what's really nice about the pair of Scolipede plus the Archalon especially is the fact that like Scolipede's weak to a lot of moves like the rock coverage, the flying coverage, which are pretty common in this format. Being able to switch in Archalon and get the stamina boost instead if they try to attack the Scolipede can actually be really nice, which means that Archalon can set up those defense boosts and then afterward fire off Electroshock, which is pretty solid. You can also even take the boost from the coaching with the Annihilate on this. It's a pretty standard Archalon stamina, gets the defense boost every time you're hit by an attack. The coverage options Electroshock for the strong Electrotype move, boosting the special attack, especially in Rain with an auto fire. Dragon Pulse Flash Cannon for the same type of attack bonus moves, and Protect to keep itself around. And then just pretty much near max, especially defensive Archalon. Still Modest Nature to boost the special attack stat. And I don't think you have to run Calm with screens, so I think just having a Modest Nature for the initial damage output, and then a little bit of extra speed to be able to outspeed Scarf Basculegion under Tailwind. Next mon we have is going to be the standard Light Clay Grimmsnarl, which is pretty nice because when we have a Pokemon with Shell Armor, it won't be able to get crits. So having a mon that actually can utilize the screens and not have to worry about getting critical hit is actually pretty solid in my opinion. So that's kind of the idea here with the Grimmsnarl on this. So we are going to be running Foul Play, Light Screen, Reflect, and Punish Shot with that Prankster ability, which is able to get +1 priority to any of its non-attacking moves. Just screens as support to reduce the damage output. Parting Shot, which is able to help pivot, which is really nice against Charizards especially. And Foul Play to threaten the Ghost types, especially that Basculegion, which the Scolipede again cannot really damage. So EV spread on this Grimmsnarl especially defensive Grimmsnarl, sassy nature because the slower parting shot can come into play in some of the weather wars. You have a good amount of HP and defense to be able to take just as many hits as possible from really strong physical attackers. And then special defensively, you are able to live like the Moonblast from Eternal Flood after the Light Screen, which is important. Next Pokemon we have is going to be the Citrus Berry Pelipper, which is setting up the rain thanks to its drizzle ability. Hurricane and Weather Ball are strong attacks that it has access to, with the rain boost with Weather Ball and Hurricane 100% accurate. Tailwind for the speed control for the rest of the team, and then Wide Guard, which is nice for some of the spread moves out there. Even spread, we have an even HP stat, so after Super Fang, you will be able to eat your Citrus Berry. We have a good amount of special attack with the modest nature because since we have screens, I think that just having a bit more damage output is just really nice on Pelipper in general. A good amount of special defense just to be able to take attacks, and the speed stat does allow me to outspeed, for instance, the base 110s, which is pretty solid because you are able to outspeed like Staraptor under Tailwind and threaten the Hurricane before it can close combat, for instance. So that's the idea of this Pelipper set. It is able to set up the rain, dish out some damage, and support the rest of the team. Final Pokemon on this team is going to be the Life Orb Swift Swim Basket Legion. Pretty simple, just double the speed in the rain and outspeed opponent's team. Wave Crash, Last Respect, pretty strong options for the same type of attack bonus. Aqua Jet for the priority protect to keep itself around. Simple EV Spreader, just max attack, max speed. I think we all know how powerful Basket Legion is. Adamant Nature with the rain boost is still pretty strong with the Swift Swim. Last Respect and Wave Crash are less powerful than the adaptability set, but the double in speed can just be really nice on this team, I think, especially since you do have to like wait a few turns in order to set up with Scolipede potentially with that speed boost. So I do like having the initial speed output as a way to mix things up. And yeah, just dish out a bunch of damage. I like having the physical Basket Legion. I did consider a special Basket Legion at one point, but I did want another Pokemon that could take advantage of coaching that wasn't just Scolipede. So I thought, you know what, it would actually be pretty threatening if I am able to get Basket Legion with the coaching boost next to Annihilate. So that's why we're going with the physical Basket Legion. Just able to threaten a lot here. So how to use the team? Well, there are a few different ways that you are able to pilot this team. Of course, you do have access to just the standard screens mode and the rain mode, especially Grimmsnarl can just lead set up screens, especially like next to Archaudon. You have access to set up screens and then parting shot out into Pelipper. So you could fire out those electric shots while under screens, boost your special attack. Yeah, then Archaudon's just really hard to be able to stop. So that's one powerful route. Grimmsnarl setting up screens next to any partner though does make a ton of sense, like the Basket Legion, because you do have access to both screens protect, parting shot switch to Pelipper, and then a strong move like Wave Crash, for instance, is pretty powerful as well. And then Grimmsnarl can lead with like a lot of things like the Annihilate or the Scolipede even. So I think there's like a lot of ways that you are going to be able to play it. Again, just set up screens, parting shot, and be able to pivot around, which Grimmsnarl likes to do. There are, of course, other options that you do have with the team, which do include the standard rain mode offensively, like Pelipper Basket Legion, Pelipper Archaudon, just open up, threatens a pretty powerful damage with Archaudon, and Basket Legion under the rain is definitely pretty efficient. But of course, this is a Charizard-wide metagame, so less likely you have that opportunity to. However, that is one option if your opponent does not have any weather control. But one of the main modes I'd say with this team in general that you're going to lead is going to be the Annihilate plus the Scolipede. I think the idea here, as I built with this team, is going for the coaching with the Annihilate into your Scolipede, allowed to get the speed boost, threat to a lot of damage, scare away the Intimidate because the Defiant boost with Annihilate makes it a pretty offensive threat. So that's the main idea with this team, is trying to get the coaching boost in the Scolipede and allow it to actually be able to accomplish some work. Rock Slide, be able to threat to stuff like Charizard, which of course, with a rain team, you do appreciate removing Charizard early from the board. Rock Tomb plus an attack from Scolipede can also knock out, which is also pretty efficient. So that are multiple ways that you do have access to pilot around Charizard in general. And then of course, what's nice about Scolipede is being able to threaten the fairy types, the Eternal Flow and Sylveons, which give the rest of the rain mode usually a lot of trouble, which is what rain usually struggles against the most, are those fairy types. Scolipede's able to punish that with the poison jab, and it's why I kind of thought why it pairs really well with rain, is the ability to actually threaten those fairy types, as well as Charizard, since we do have access to Rock Slide. That's why I wanted Scolipede on rain, because I think it kind of helps complement each other that way. You're able to fire off some pretty powerful leech lives as well for the recovery poison jab, with the ability to just like threaten and delete the Floettes, especially after a coaching boost. So that is the idea here. And you also have multiple ways, of course, trying to set up the Scolipede. Grimmsnarl plus Annihilate can allow you to set up screens and then switch out to Grimmsnarl with a parting shot. Go into your Scolipede, click the coaching. You can also lead Annihilate plus Basket Legion, try to get the coaching as well. It's also pretty effective. You can also lead just like any of your mons, like Annihilate plus like Archaludon, switch out to Scolipede, or you could do the other way where you lead Annihilate plus Scolipede, you switch out the Scolipede into Archaludon. So a lot of attacks that, of course, Scolipede are weak to, like dual wing beats, rock slide. Archaludon will eat those up, get the stamina boost, and then it's hard to knock out Archaludon. So a lot of ways that you are able to try and set up, again, multiple ways of these Pokemon, whereas the Scolipede or Archaludon, which are the main ones on this team. If you would like to check out the details of the team, you can check them out in the description down below. And I do want to make a note that I am currently sick, so I'm sorry if I am not on my sharpest gameplay today, or of course commentary wise, but it is what it is. Let's get started and play some games with Mega Scolipede and see if this Mega has any potential in this format. Alright, we have Charizard, Basculegion, Sylveon, Incineroar, Garchomp, and Kingambit. No Aerodactyl on this, which is kind of interesting. Okay. No speed control actually at all. There's no Tailwind or Trick Room. Alright, I don't mind this because I feel like lead-wise, Annihilate plus Scolipede actually seems pretty good here. Coaching is pretty strong, Annihilate's really good to help out. Yeah, I don't mind this lead at all. And then I think in the back, I'm bringing my Archaludon, which is good into the... or just good at hitting things and taking the hits from my opponent, and then bring the Pelipper in the back. I don't really need Grimmsnarl in this matchup, which is like not bad here. I could realistically probably just do like a Grimmsnarl or Chowdon, but what's the fun of that? This is a Scolipede showcase. I need to find out if this Mon is usable or not, so that's kind of the goal here. So I will go with the Annihilate Scolipede. It does seem actually pretty good here just because of the fact that I could threaten with coaching. I could go for pretty good offense immediately against my opponent. I don't think this is too bad, but let's see what my opponent decides to bring. I'm kind of curious. We'll probably see Incineroar, I imagine. I'm kind of curious because I do think we do see Charizard for sure, Kingambit for sure. You need it for Basculegion. The rest, it's going to be up in the air. I could see Basculegion being broad. I think Sylveon makes a lot of sense, but let's see. Charizard, Kingambit, that's fine by me. Okay. As I do lead Annihilate Scolipede. Now, I do have access to Rock Tomb plus Rock Slide into Charizard, which is fair because Incineroar could swap in. I think I'm just going to make that play, because I feel like the Gambit should be scared of Annihilate just absolutely destroying it. I also break a Sash on Kingambit. I could get a flinch as well. I think there's a lot going on for me where Rock Tomb rocks into Rock Slide makes a lot of sense. Unless for some reason the Charizard is Tim and Max speed on this team, which maybe is a possibility because they don't have speed control. Maybe I could have went for a different play, but let's see here. If it is, that's going to be concerning. We do see a Mega Evolution immediately, which means they're probably attacking. There's like no reason, I think, to Mega Evolve here without attacking. So let's see what happens. You're out. Why did they Mega Evolve Protect? What? Okay. Maybe they want weather control for later, so if switch, but like I also could have close combat Gambit. There's a lot I could have done. Okay. Rock Slide into Gambit. What are they doing with Gambit? Kowtow? Ironhead into Annihilate. Also, why Ironhead there over Kowtow? Maybe they don't have Kowtow? Maybe just like Sword Stance? Okay. Very, very weird play. I think my best play is just to get a coaching up with the Scolipede and probably just to go for a Protect. This covers Sucker Punch. This also covers Swap, so that works out too. Sylveon, okay. I mean, I can Poison Jab it the next turn, which is good. I just want the attack boost, and I want to make sure I have the speed boost to KO the Charizard, which is important to me. Okay, Gambit has Protects. I guess this isn't like the Tailwind Arrow stuff. I'm not thinking like it's the Sash. Maybe it is like Ironhead Sword Stance Sucker Punch? Or maybe it's Ironhead Low Kick Sucker Punch. I mean, that works for me. I got the +1 attack. Is the last one Incineroar? I mean, I think my best play here is just to go for coaching again and go for the Poison Jab into Sylveon. Do I outspeed the Charizard after +2? I think I do. Yeah, I definitely do, actually, yeah. So I just go for the Poison Jab here. Like, the only thing I don't outspeed is like a Scarf Basculegion or Charizard, which is fine. I actually retreat the Gambit. Is this out into Charizard? Okay. That's fine. I don't go down a quick attack. I get +2 attack now. So I always threaten the KO into Charizard with Rock Slide. I mean, I always threaten the KO, which is +1, but now Scolipede's looking pretty threatening here. I'm very shocked about like how my opponents kind of managed this, but okay. Poison Jab gonna KO the Sylveon, beautiful. Huge threat to my Archaladon just gone, and once I get rid of this Charizard, I am gonna be able to really just sweep with Archaladon and Rain. So another coaching will come out. Scolipede is boosted, +2 speed, +2 attack, +2 defense. Basculegion coming in. Rock Slide's looking pretty good here. They don't have a switch. Do I want to switch out Ape? I think I just Rock Tomb the Basculegion slot and I Rock Slide. The Rock Tomb means I should outspeed the Basculegion with Archaladon if it isn't Scarf, and if it is Scarf, I get to find out. A good switch from the Charizard. They kind of need to preserve that. I could have went for Close Combat plus Rock Slide, but I didn't want to cover into Protect. It is Scarf. Okay, good to confirm. Alright. Annihilate goes down, but I think that is pretty acceptable because now Archaladon's not bad here at all. I could also go Pelipper, but oh my goodness, that damage to the Basculegion was actually a lot. Dragon Pulse should KO now. Crit the Gambit. I was about to say the Rock Slide also did a lot to Gambit, but yeah, now we go on Arch. Dragon Ball should KO the Basculegion and Leech Life. I don't know if it'll actually KO the King Gambit, but you know what? I don't see a reason why I wouldn't make that play. I also get recovery if they decide to go for Last Respect into the Scolipede. Right now, I have pretty good defensive walls that they cannot really heavily break through. Good switch on the Gambit part, but even then, I don't think this is enough. Charizard comes in. They go for Last Respect. Yeah, even if they... And also what's nice is they can crit my Scolipede, which is like the big thing. Not be able to crit Scolipede, so I don't have to worry about like crit Last Respect through the defense boost. I get Leech Life, which actually gets some pretty good recovery off the Charizard. Dragon Pulse should KO here. Beautiful. And now it's King Gambit and Charizard, which my safest play is just to go out into the Pelipper here and probably just spam... I think I Poison Jab here, right? I think Poison Jab's okay. I think Poison Jab's probably okay. Because I don't think I have to risk hitting a Rock Slide here. If it's really defensive Charizard, I guess it could survive the Poison Jab, but granted, it's like fine if it does. I think Arch just wins at this point under Rain. And it's really hard for them to break through the Pelipper plus the Archaladon at this point, so I'll just go for Poison Jab. And yeah, there's like a likelihood that King Gambit protects as well, so that's also another thing. They have to attack with Charizard. They need the special damage output, but Poison Jab into Charizard does take the knockout, and now it's a 3v1 where this King Gambit looks pretty miserable dealing with these three Pokemon, and we do see the forfeit. So you know what? We'll take it. Scolipede ran away with the game. Alright, we have Ninetales, Alola, Garchomp, Rotom-Wash, Goldengo, Gallade, and Charizard. So, I mean, 3 potential Megas, but it's probably realistically Charizard. Goldengo is a little bit annoying for this team. I don't have the best answers to Goldengo. Am I bringing Arch or am I bringing Basculegion? Both are decent here. Grimmsnarl's not bad. But if I bring Grimmsnarl, it just means Goldengo gets to set up. I'm kind of curious if the Goldengo sets up immediately. I do not have Phantom Force on this Annihilate, which would be helpful in this specific case. I'm thinking of like either Annihilate plus Arch or Annihilate plus Scolipede. I think I'd rather do Archaladon though, so at least I have the pressure in the Goldengo for an Electro Shot plus switch to Pelipper if I have to go for that. Yeah, I think that's probably better. Also, like, if they elite stuff that's running into Arch, I don't think it's too bad. I do have plays that are able to maneuver. I think the only lead that could get a little bit rough would be Garchomp Charizard, but I don't know if you exactly want to lead that against my team where I have, like, access to Parting Shot plus a switch to Pelipper and absolutely, like, nuke these Pokemon in range. So, I don't think that's very likely as a lead. It would be the scariest lead that could come out, but I don't think it's very likely we're going to see it here. Let's see what my opponent decides to go with, though. Gonna be Rotom Charizard. Okay, that's fine. As I lead Annihilate plus Archaladon, I don't think this is too bad from a start here. I could go for Double Protect. I could go for... Because I can see the Charizard protecting, but you never know on this kind of tier. I kind of want to find out at the Rotom Scarf, which is kind of important. So I don't mind going for a double protect just to scout for A, Mega Evolution on Charizard, but more importantly, B, like maybe giving them a sense of security. So I could double up the Rotom. I could also go for Dragon Pulse, but I really don't think I could allow Arch to take too much damage here. So I'll just double protect. Also, I just realized they have Ninetales and Charizard, which is not something you commonly see. Also, we get to confirm a speed tier, which is nice. So my Ape is faster than the Charizard, so that's not like too surprising. What's the Rotom going for? Only thing I'm a little bit fearful here is Electro Web. It's Willis. Okay, that's fine. I don't need my Annihilate to attack really in this matchup. I just kind of need it as support. I think now they might actually try to Mega Evolve and get as much damage as possible. So I'm actually going to go for Rock Tomb plus Dragon Pulse here, which would knock out the Charizard if they stay in. And getting rid of Charizard immediately would be absolutely huge for me. So I'll go for it. I like the idea of just putting on a bit of pressure with the Rock Tomb because that is pretty important here. Oh, it's Charizard X, but which I guess, I mean, I wasn't sure if I could say it was Charizard X on this team. Like Charizard with Ninetales, like makes sense, but Garchomp Charizard X is not usually a combo. Also, it is Scarf Rotom. They reveal Wisp on Scarf Rotom. Okay, which is fine. Does Rock Tomb and the Dragon Pulse KO even with Burn? I imagine the Dragon Pulse does a lot. Rock Tomb should do like, what, 20? Yeah. Dragon Pulse, let's see if it does 80 to Charizard X. I would be not shocked if this gets to KO. We're modest as well. Okay, we do KO the Charizard. So we get rid of the Mega immediately, which is cool. Okay, I imagine Ninetales Golden Go should be the back too. If it's Garchomp, that's fine. But also we confirmed Scarf Rotom, which is actually pretty important info for me. So Ninetales is coming in. Are they clicking Encore? I'm always Rock Tombing the Ninetales. Are they clicking Encore so I'm locked in a Dragon Pulse? Because I could go Pelipper and click Electroshot too. Into the Rotom. Which I think is probably the better play here. Because it also denies Aurora Veil, and Aurora Veil next to gold is also pretty scary. So you know what? I'll go for this play. I think it makes a lot of sense here. No switch out from the Rotom, so they're going for the Willow Spin to my Arch, it looks like, which is fine. Okay. What are you going for with the Ninetales? Aurora Veil, Encore. I could see lock myself in a Dragon Pulse. Moonblast. Okay. Shouldn't do too much. That's offensive. Is that Life Orb? The Moonblast did so much. I wouldn't be surprised if that's like Fairy Feather. Like, there's no specs in this game. That did so much. Get a pretty good Electroshot in the Rotom, which isn't too bad. I am going to play around Freeze Dry here from the Ninetales. And I think I'm going to go Scolipede here. Or no, I go out on an Ape. I always go out on an Ape. Because I never risk them Willis being my Pelipper slot on the last ditch. I could see them going for it. I'm just going to go for a Flash Cannon into Ninetales. Or do I go for Electric? Nah, I Flash Cannon here. Because I could see Ninetales living +2. And I assume it's like very offensive. Okay, Ninetales switches out. Golden Go is the last. Okay, that's not too surprising to me. Okay, perfect. So getting any damage into gold is pretty important here. Because it is a mon that is actually threatening to me. They do go for Willis and by Pelipper. I could have went for Weather Ball double up, but I'm not risking Freeze Dry. And I also want to make sure I have the weather control. Flash Cannon does an okay amount to the gold. Okay. This could be Life Orb on the gold. I'm kind of curious here. I feel like they probably switch out the Rotom and the Ninetales. I think I Rock Tomb the gold and I Flash Cannon the Rotom. Who's probably switching out to Ninetales. Because I think if you're going to switch out Rotom, this is your best chance to. Because you don't want me to Electroshot the gold. I feel like that'd be really, really bad if I Electroshot the gold. So I'm going to try to snipe the Ninetales on the switch. Because denying Electroshot, I think, makes a lot of sense. Yeah, exactly. So if this is Scarf Golden Go, I should be able to live the attack anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Snow Warning comes out. I do get the Rock Tomb into gold, so now it has the -1 speed drop, which means that Arch should Arch will always outspeed the Gold here. We know it's not Scarf Golden Go. We know it's Scarf Rotom too also as well. It is just max. That's modest. Max special attack. Ninetales Moonblast does that much to Arch? I'm shocked. Okay. And they went for Nasty Plot. So this is perfect here. This is actually the best case scenario here. The Gold tried to set up, but now it is -1 speed. I got to snipe into the Ninetales, and now I have access to Electroshot here, which is really good. So I can go into Pelipper and click Electroshot into Gold. I guess this isn't technically 100% correct either. They could Moonblast the Annihilate, so it covers for display, but they could protect Gold, Moonblast the Arch, which I guess could be scary as well. They could also switch back into Rotom. Yeah, this might be a call, but even if I get the call wrong, I still have an advantage. Okay, they Moonblasted my Annihilate slot. Okay, that's actually best case because I do get the Electroshot. I think they were not expecting me to go Pelipper this turn specifically, so I get the Electroshot off. This is +2. I should KO, and even if I don't, I think I got enough damage to where Scolipede should run away with the game, I think. Yeah, goodbye Gold. And now it's Rotom Wash, and the Ninetales and Scolipede should win this endgame. So what am I thinking of best case endgame wise? I guess it depends on what they lock into with Rotom. I'm trying to think if it's better to sack Annihilate. I feel like keeping Pelipper just for Wide Guard in case it is Electro Up endgame is actually the play here. Or maybe it's just attack here because they can't knock out both at the same time. Well, Electro Up could maybe. You know what, I'm just going to Tailwind plus Electroshot the Rotom. I think that's like a pretty okay mid-ground. It covers Ninetales protected. They do protect for some reason. It is Electro Up, okay. I'm like pretty sure they can't knock out Arch with Moonblast. Maybe Blizzard. They could go for a raw Blizzard. I think I still win even if that does happen though. They go for Moonblast. Yeah, it doesn't KO Arch. A crit would have, but even if they crit, I'm pretty sure that Annihilate plus Scolipede would have been fine. I could double protect, get the speed boost, and then I outspeed the Rotom with my Scolipede. So I could threaten the KO and the Ninetales with Poison Jab, and then I think I could probably close combat with Annihilate pretty safely, because the Defiant boost from Electro would be huge. And I just stay in regular form with Scolipede in that case. But now I just guarantee, well, I mean, I think I still had like a pretty locked shot of winning, but yeah, now I can't possibly lose as long as I protect Scolipede this turn, then attack the following turn. So that's what we're going to do. Scolipede will come in, double protect, super safe. And then we will go for a Poison Jab, because we will outspeed the Ninetales after the speed boost and then Poison Jab. So we won't Mega Evolve the Scolipede in this game, but this was not a game I guess we were... I mean, it could have. It really just depended on like how the rest of the game would have went, but yeah. Golden Goal was definitely one of the hardest monsters to deal with, but thankfully I did get the calls right in. The damage, the Rock Tomb was pretty important. Sniping the Ninetales was nice, although I would have liked a knockout. I really thought that was offensive. I feel like this is modest Ninetales, because I feel like Moonblast back special attack Tibet shouldn't do that much. Or maybe I'm just super underestimating, but I mean, Ninetales does not have good special attack, man. I really think it was modest. All right, we have Cofagrigus, Golurk, Tyranitar, Galarian, Slowbro, Scizor, and Sylvia. What am I looking at right here? Okay. What am I looking at? Golurk. That mon gonna be a little bit of a threat. A little bit of a threat. I don't need speed boost, so I guess I can Mega Evolve immediately with Scolipede, which is actually kind of nice. Dealing with the Cofagrigus is not going to be easy for my team. Do I want Rain? I don't think I need Pelipper actually in this game. Do I want to bring Arch? I mean, Grim is nice because Reflect pretty much is so good against my opponent's team. There's a lot I could do. I think they should lead Coffee Grigas. It's probably one of the safest Trick Room leads. I think I'm just going to lead Annihilate plus... Is it Annihilate plus Scolipede? I think so. I think in the back... Tempting. Maybe it is just Arch Pelipper. It is super safe. Basket Legion is also really tempting, but having the ground switch in is pretty good too. I could have bring Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl's not terrible here, but if I'm only clicking Reflect, I don't think I need Foul Play. So that's kind of the idea here, but Scizor Slowbro is definitely an interesting lead here. Okay. Versus Annihilate Scolipede. I mean... I don't know what to expect here. What is this lead? I kind of want to go for as much damage as I possibly can with like close combat plus a rock slide. Unfortunately, Slowbro is a poison psychic type, so I can't hit it with a Leech Life one shot. I think my best play actually is just to get a coaching up with Scolipede, but switch into Arch. I like this play a lot, actually. I get the defense boost on the slot immediately. It covers for Psychic move from the Slowbro. I really think they're getting Trick Room up, but I could have Rock Slide. But I think this is still alright. Like, if this is our Sword Stance, I gotta make sure it doesn't get out of control, which is kind of like the idea here. So we get a coaching off. I wish I had the taunt on my Annihilate, but I don't. Sword Stance does come out. Okay, so that's why I also like coaching here on the Archelon. Just having it for the Scizor is pretty good. They do go for Trick Room. Okay. Curious if this is Bug Bite or if this is Bullet Punch. I think I'm just going to coaching the Arch again, and I'm going to Protect. Let's see. No Mega from the Scizor. Is this just close combat? Focus Blast. Dual Wing Beat. You know what? I got. Sometimes you'll just lose to some teams that have some crazy techs, and this one is probably going to be that case. I do not think I'm beating this team. It's definitely possible, but I'm not liking the looks of it right now. Why is it Focus Blast on the Slowbro? Like, that's like the one move that's like, okay, I could handle it probably if it wasn't that case. I'm just gonna have to hope for Focus Miss to be a thing. I'm gonna go into Pelipper, I suppose, here and just Electroshot. The Scizor's dual Wing Beat, I'm assuming he does have close combat, so I think I have to focus on the Slowbro. I need a special attack boost. Quick Draw doesn't change anything in this case. Pelipper. Okay, as I said, I had to hope it was Focus Miss. Dual Wing Beat is fine. Oh, they high rolled. I was hoping to get one of my... If it was high roll the first time, Citrus Berry activates, I'm fine. Second time, like low roll to high roll was pretty disastrous. Now I don't even have a Pelipper, so I probably only get this one boost here into the Slowbro. Man, that's really rough. That's really good damage to Slowbro, by the way. I mean, at this point, I don't think they're going Tyranitar at the very least. I think I probably go down to the attacks from this Scizor. Is it worth going for? I'm trying to figure out like what's worth. I think I just have to dodge again. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the dodge again. Yeah, they're staying in the attacking, which makes sense. I don't think you switch in Tyranitar. It doesn't really help too much. Okay, Focus Blast connects. How much does this actually do to Arch? Not as much as I thought, actually. Okay. Dual Wing Beat into the Scolipede. I get the KO on the Slowbro. I'm curious if this was correct. I think it is. I don't know if +2 Electro Shot would KO the Scizor. And I don't think... I mean, I guess I could have just like Electro Shot the Scizor, then protected the following turn. Maybe that might have been better. Slowbro goes down though. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's Golurk T-Tar back though, which is not looking pretty positive for me. Let's see. This should be what? Oh, it's Sylveon. Oh, that makes sense too, actually. Okay, I'm gonna need a double protect here. If I get double protect, I'm actually in a good spot. I'm gonna Mega Evolve in case I randomly live Dual Wing Beat. They could also, I also think double protect is my best odds on Scolipede because one, I could miss the Dual Wing Beat and I'm still in a good spot. Interesting switch. Huh, okay. Not sure why the T-Tar came in. I guess like the double protect's obvious, but still, I'm very shocked. Oh, maybe they wanted me to poison jab instead of going for the double protect. But yeah, I just go for the double protect here. Okay, we're in the game. We are in the game. Okay. I should easily live +2 Bullet Punch. The question is dealing with the Sylveon. I think my best play is always to Leech Life, Flash Cannon the Tyranitar. I don't know if Rock Slide would KO. If Rock Slide Flash Cannon KOs, I get damage in the Scizor, and the damage in the Scizor is actually kind of not actually impactful. But I think I always want to deny Tyranitar from knocking off leftovers. It could protect, but I'm not 100% certain. I think I am just going to double to Tyranitar though. Let's go for Leech Life plus Flash Cannon. They Mega with Tyranitar, so I'm assuming... I definitely would have KO'd if they Mega'd. So if they Mega'd, they're probably attacking, right? Which means the double up is correct here. Tyranitar actually eats that up. Mega Tyranitar is insane. Okay. Here's a Flash Cannon to the Tyranitar. So Tyranitar goes down. This is Dual Wing Beat. If they miss here, I just guarantee win. Like, it's a guaranteed win if they miss here. You know what? This is why you don't give up in Pokemon. Because there's always a chance you can win. We did need double protect into that to win, but Scolipede wanted to win. Scolipede was like, you know, I need to show the world that it can do something. And that's what Scolipede is doing right now. Okay. We want Sand Chip on the Sylveon, so I think I'm just going to double protect here. They probably protect the Sylveon realistically and go for Dual Wing Beat into the Scolipede. That's what I imagine here. But if they Source Sand's good play. I don't think Bullet Punch KOs me because Scolipede does like, what, 148 defense. It's like something insane. Yeah, they did protect. Okay, so I didn't make the right play. Perfect. Yep, exactly. I don't have to worry about Bullet Punch crit, so I can always just Poison Jab to Sylveon. Poison Jab will KO the Sylveon, especially after that bit of chip. Because Scolipede has okay attack. You know, it has okay attack. 140 max? I'm pretty sure Poison Jab's KOA. Pretty sure. Like, Steve's Poison Jab usually KOs, even the bulky Sylveons. So I imagine it does. So I'm going to Poison Jab. And I think I Dragon Pulse the Scizor. They don't go for the double, which I'm shocked by, because I felt like their only hope is to go for the double was Sylveon, and then Dual Wing Beat KO the Scolipede, and then hope that they live Flash Cannon from Arch at +2. But Dragon Pulse will come out into the Scizor. That actually does way more than I thought for +2 Dragon Pulse. Dual Wing Beat. Scolipede does go down. But you know what, Scolipede, you put in the work in this battle. You put in the work in this battle. I will take it. I am shocked that we had a chance. But I mean, this is kind of the thing about like using so many inaccurate moves like Dual Wing Beat, Focus Blast. It's like they're not like, yeah, they are good moves if they hit. Yeah, we go for Dragon Pulse. Am I +2 or +3? I am only +2. I'm shocked that +2 Dragon Pulse did that much to Scizor, but we will take it. We will take it. And I don't think the Scizor has a move that can beat the Archaudon, so Dragon Pulse will come out, outspeed the Scizor. Goodbye, Scizor, and somehow, I do not know, man. I do not know. But Scolipede wanted to win. It got the win it wanted. Shocked. Actually shocked. This is a interesting team. Annihilate, Ninetales, Scrafty, Aerodactyl, Rotom Heat, and Sinistra. Mega Scrafty, it looks like. It could be Mega Aerodactyl too. Annihilate could be a little bit scary. This could be like Icicle Spear into Rage Fist from the Ninetales into Annihilate. So that could be a combo I have to fear here. Rain looks pretty good against my opponent's team. I just wondering if I go Basculegion or if I go Archaudon. I'm kind of leaning towards actually my... that's tricky actually, because I think they're both really good. Like, Basculegion is probably better into Ape, but yeah, I don't mind this. I think I'm gonna lead Annihilate plus the Scolipede immediately. Actually, do I? I don't need screens in this matchup. I don't have Spirit Break on this Grimmsnarl either, so it's not really too helpful here. Yeah, because I'm trying to think about what I lead. I'm not leading Pelipper in this, so that's out. And I kind of want to throw Archaudon on the back so I could maybe switch in on the dual Wing Beat. So I think this is okay. Let's see what my opponent does lead-wise, because I'm curious about the Ape set on this team. The Ape set is going to be pretty important. Annihilate Rotom. All right. Not the greatest lead, but still usable, I guess. Scolipede plus the Annihilate here. I mean, I don't know if they're Rage Fist on the Annihilate, but I think I'm just going to go for coaching immediately in the Scolipede, and I'm just going to go for Protect. I want to see what the Rotom does here this turn. Okay, there's Scarf Rotom. Good to know. So I do go for coaching, which is good. Well, it's not great because I probably have to switch out Scolipede anyway. They bulk up. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm going to go for Rock Tomb into the Rotom then, and I'm going to switch into Pelipper. Poison Jab at +1 and Rock Slide +1 do not KO here. I think Pelipper makes the most sense. I can get a Rock Tomb off in the Rotom and then double out. So we bring out Pelipper. They overheat. Yep, perfect. So I'll take this pretty well. Yep, no damage. And then we can lower the speed on Rotom and dish out some decent damage here. Rock Tomb. Ooh, that took it way better than I thought, actually. But I mean, it's in close combat range. Yeah, it is. They go for bulk up again, which is fine. I wonder if I should Tailwind here or not. Because I could Tailwind and get the speed advantage, which is also pretty nice. I would love to throw off a Hurricane into that slot. Oh, that would be so nice. I wonder if they go Sinistra. I feel like it's always Ninetales, but oh, good questions. I think I'm just gonna Rock Tomb the Rotom slot, which is probably switching out, I imagine, and I'm gonna throw off a Hurricane into the Annihilate, get as much damage as I can into that monster threat. Rotom's gonna retreat. Is this Ninetales? I have a 70% chance to hit Hurricane, so I'm willing to take it. And I also want to snipe the Ninetales with the Rock Tomb, break a Sash. Okay. Because I can also Rock Tomb the if I hit this Hurricane, I could Rock Tomb into Weather Ball the Annihilate the next turn. They Rage Fist the Pelipper, which is fine. I live this with ease. Wow, that did nothing. That did nothing. Okay. I do hit the Hurricane too, so that's pretty nice. Although I did give it a boost with Rage Fist. That did nothing, actually. Wow. I got Confusion on the 8, which is cool, but like, wow, that did nothing. I'm shocked about how little damage I did. Okay. Wow, that's like max special defense ape, right? Because I actually have some special attack. Did I go for the raw hurricane? I might. Because I could rock tomb the Ninetales, so my Pelipper always outspeeds the Ninetales, and then I hurricane the ape. Is that what I have to go for? I think I'll go for it. I don't think the odds are terrible. They tried to go for protect. They do get the protect off. Okay, is this a Roar Veil, I suppose? I really wish I switched an Arch there, but I was just not risking the Rage Fist. Rock Tomb or into Ninetales. I don't think it's a close combat range. I think it's barely out of it. It is a Roar Veil, okay. Not the greatest, but still alright. I wonder if they're going to stay in an attack or not. I think I want to get a coaching up into my... I think I go for coaching to get the defense boost on my partner and go into Arch and start trying to fire off electro shots as quick as possible. I think that's the best idea here. I really wish I went into Arch earlier instead of going for the Hurricane, but I wasn't sure if they were going to attempt to just protect. Yeah, this Annihilape's a threat. Like, why is this Annihilape so specially defensive bulky? But it's alright. Let's see what they do here. Ninetales retreats, that makes sense to me. To save weather control, Sinistra. Okay, they're playing Protect the Ape, but that makes sense. Coaching. I don't know if they Rage Fist here or if they who they Rage Fist if they target it. Yeah, they Rage Fist. They target my ape, which is actually fine. Yeah, that's fine. I don't love this spot. I don't hate it though. My only problem is, can I break through the ape in enough turns? Right now it's looking a little bit sus for that, but my best play here is to go for coaching into Archalon and just Dragon Pulse the Sinistra. Oh, I should have Flash Cannon actually, because they could go to Rotom Heat. I could see them also switching out into Ninetales as well, but I think Dragon Pulse is fine. I don't think they ever should hard swap to Ninetales. They should either hard swap to Rotom Heat or they stay in, and they do stay in. Okay, they're gonna spam bulk up, which is fine, because I mean the stamina boost basically negates it, because I imagine they went for Matcha Gotcha here. Miss the Ape? Okay, that's actually best case, because if they missed the Archalon, we were having problems. We were having a bit of problems, but this works out. Okay. I'm curious if it's Light Clay on the Ninetales, or if it is just Focus Sash. Do we get to confirm? We'll confirm in a few turns, I suppose. I think I spam Protect and Drain Punch at this time. Since I have the opportunity with Annihilate, I can just Drain Punch, or I could just go for a Dragon Pulse into Sinistra and Protect. Because then I could coaching the following turn, which is fine. They're probably spamming Bulk Up again, yeah. Like, this is pretty acceptable. Right now, my Arch is kind of boosting here without having to worry about too much. We're stalling out the screens, and then we'll focus down the ape. Nice crit on the Sinistra. Citrus, okay. Matcha again. I mean, Arch is looking in a pretty good spot. This is like where I really wish I had the ghost move on the ape, but I guess it's okay. Snow stops, leftovers. I mean, we get to find out what the Sinistra is to falling. I mean, I'm just going to spam coaching here into Arch, and I'm just going to go for another Dragon Pulse. Yeah, it's like my best play here. I wonder if they retreat Sinister or not. I think they should probably still stay in, but right now I am negating basically like how much damage I really take with Arch from this Archaludon, which is pretty nice with the stamina and the defense boost, so this is pretty decent. They're gonna get to like all the way to plus. Okay. I guess something I didn't factor though is I haven't gotten a speed drop on the Ape. Maybe I should have Rock Tomb the Ape. I think Rock Tomb the Ape was actually better here. Yeah, Rock Tomb the Ape might have been better here because the Defiant boost doesn't really matter at this point in the game, but the speed boost would have been a huge difference. Yeah, that's actually a mistake, I think. Okay, how many turns of screens are there? Okay, it is Light Clay on the Ninetales. Good to confirm here. We get to go out into Scolipede, I guess. And I'm gonna just try to Electroshot the... I guess I'm gonna try to Electroshot the Ape. Because I need the special attack boost right now. Like one, I gotta deny another Roar Veil, which is already looking pretty rough. I wonder if Scolipede could survive the Rage Fist at like, what, +6? Probably not, right? I know you have 148 defense. I don't think it's nearly enough. If I Electroshot the Sinister Slide, I don't think it changes anything here. Yeah, I really should have rocked him to the Annihilate earlier in the match. Oh, they have life too. Okay. I mean, I just don't think I'm breaking through the Ape realistically, unfortunately here. Yeah, I just can't really break through the Ape here. Bulk Up Ape is really annoying for this team. It's playable with Pelipper, but that was super special defensive Ape. I think my best odds is going for the Rock Slide Flinch. How many turns of screens are there? It's the last turn, right? No, there's 2. I think I still go for Rock Slide Flinch though. I think it gives me the best outs into the Ape. Because I don't think Scolipede lives the Rage Fist, and I could get a Flinch here, which means Scolipede stays around, so I could get rid of Sinistra. But they do get the Rage Fist, so that's probably game. Unless I crit the Electroshot into Ape, but I don't even think that knocks out with how special defensive this is. This took Hurricane so well from Pelipper. I'd be shocked. Alright. Yeah, like, I did no damage. I think with a crit, I wouldn't even KO'd anyway. So, yeah, Annihilate is pretty rough, but it's more of Annihilate plus Ninetales, which is the really problem part, especially with Sinister support too. Alright, we have Frostlass, Blaziken, Aerodactyl, Rotom-Wash, Kingambit, and Sneasler. I've seen this team with Toxapex over Rotom-Wash. I haven't seen the Rotom-Wash really appear, but okay. It is... Actually, wait, do they normally have Aerodactyl? I don't think I usually see Aerodactyl on this team either. So maybe I guess it's just a completely different team. Scolipede's kind of whatever. There should be dual Mega Blaziken plus Frostlass, right? I don't think the Aerodactyl should ever be Mega on this team. Which means Annihilate lives to dual Wing Beats. The Scolipede does not. It could be Sash Blaziken as well, which is something I do have to keep a note of too. They have to bring, I think, the Gambit, right? Or otherwise Basculation runs their team to the ground, I feel. I actually want to try... Do I want to try something different? Do I need Rain? I don't need Rain in this, right? I don't think I do. I'm going to try the Screens mode out. I think Grimmsnarl is not bad here. I think Grimmsnarl plus Scolipede is not terrible with Arch and Annihilate. In the back, I kind of like the idea here because Ape is kind of weird because it just gets pressured immediately. I like the idea of having Screen up against Frostlass with Light Screen. And the Parting Shot seems pretty good in this matchup, so I think I want to try to see if it works out. We're going to see Kingambit Rotom-Wash, which is fine. as I do lead my Scolipede. I want a Day of Wisp on the Rotom. A Day of Wisp on the Rotom, it's not the greatest, but it's okay. I have a lot of plays I could go for. Reflect immediately, Parting Shot. I kind of like the idea of Parting Shot into Arch here. I like the idea of Parting Shot into Arch and Protect. The Rotom's probably attacking here, either a Wisp or T-Bolt. Both are fine. They can't really threaten my Archaudon. I think this is Iron Head, but if they're Sword Stance, this could be bad. But I really don't think it's Sword Stance on this. I have Annihilate as a backup if it is Sword Stance though, so it's not like awful. Wisp into the Scolipede. Yep, that makes sense to me. It is Iron Head, perfect, okay. I need to start getting rid of this Rotom quickly. I think I'm gonna Electroshot the Rotom Wash slot. I might as well just get the boost with my Archaudon, I think. So I think it's worth it. Yeah, I like the idea of just getting a Electroshot off into the Rotom slot, and hard switching to Grimmsnarl doesn't sound bad here because I can go for Reflect. If they Iron Head, the Scolipede, that makes sense to me as well, but I don't think that's too bad. I get a free switch to Ape, and Ape is pretty effective. I just don't want Scolipede to take the Wisp. They also protect Gambit to scout for Aura Spear, I suppose, so that works out pretty well for me. They go for Wisp, perfect. And now I can go for Reflect the next turn, which is super solid, and they don't exactly have a great Electroshot switch in. So getting this boost on Archaudon is just like really nice. I don't really worry about the Gambit too much, because if it was Sword Stance, it'd be scarier. But if it's Iron Head, which usually this team has to run because it looks like they don't have an answer to flow at, I like the idea of just like, hey, I'll leave the Gambit alone and I can just focus down the other mods till Annihilate can come in. So we get an Electroshot off into the Rotom slot, and we're gonna go for a Reflect here. Rotom probably either wants to burn my Arch or switch out. So we get a Reflect up. They Volt Switch. Okay, that's fine. I think I live Iron Head after the Reflect. So what's taking the Electroshot? Show me who's taking the Electroshot. Blaziken's gonna take a lot of damage. Frostlass is gonna take a lot of damage. Sneasler? That's taking a lot of damage. That's taking a lot of damage. So Electroshot will be fired off into Sneasler. Yeah, look at the damage. And the Iron Head, which is fine. Yeah, Grim takes it, so I could set up another screen if I want. I could go for Light Screen, or I could go for Parting Shot. I think I'm okay with letting the Grimmsnarl go down and get a free switch to Ape, so I think I'm just going to get my Light Screen up and just go for a Dragon Pulse into Sneasler. Seems pretty good here. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for Light Screen and Dragon Pulse. If they protect, that's fine. I also debated about Electroshotting the Sneasler slot, but if they close combat twice, it's not great. Interesting double protect here. Does Grim go down to burn? I mean, it doesn't even matter if it does. It's just a free switch to the Annihilate. I think they're just trying to stall out a Reflect turn, I guess. I guess that's what they're trying to do. But now I could preserve Grim if I really, really want to. If I want to keep it around as a sack, potentially. I could go to Scolipede too. That's not like a terrible play here. Like Dragon Pulse and a Sneasler Parting Shot is not bad into it, because I could always sack the Grim to get a free switch into the Ape, and I don't think Scolipede's a bad play here. So we'll go for Parting Shot into the Sneasler. White Herb? Yep. I mean, it doesn't really change anything here, but sure. We go into Scolipede, I guess, with the Reflect, because we could get a speed boost this way, and getting multiple speed boosts isn't too bad here. Close combat. Yeah, Arch is just eating these attacks up very easily. Another defense boost is pretty nice, especially against Blaziken. And here comes Dragon Pulse. So goodbye, Sneasler, and then Gambit going to Kowtow, or are they Iron Heading? Kowtow into the Arch, okay. Because I was going to go down to Burn, so that makes sense. So I could have got ape in safely, but right now Arch is kind of coasting. I'm getting a speed boost. Oh wait, I didn't get a speed boost with the Scolipede, did I? No. Frostlass in, which is fine. I'm pretty sure Blizzard into Sucker Punch doesn't get the KO here. Do I want to allow them to get a Roar Veil up? They could get a Roar Veil up. I feel like they want to get Blizzard damage while possible. Like the Protect is a bit obvious for leftovers, but I'm thinking it's probably worth the risk here. Because then next turn, with the speed boost, I have access to Rock Slide, so I can get a flinch chance on the Frostlass, which gives me higher odds just to win. Because, like, I think Archaudon's fine in the spot. It's just, like, freezes and crits that have to be something that I have to be concerned about. So is this Aurora Veil or is this Blizzard? I feel like you want to take the knock on the Arch while you can, but let's see. It is Blizzard, perfect, okay. Super nice, super nice. They don't know if... They probably assume I have Pelipper back, I think. So I'm kind of curious if they play Scared or not. Their last Pokemon was... Rotom. Which can switch in, but I mean, I just click Rock Slide and I click... Flash Cannon. Even if they protect Frost, that's not too bad. They actually switch out the Gambit into Rotom, so that works out well for me. I missed the Rotom, which is fine. The Frostlass is way more important, because Rock Slide and the Flash Cannon could KO here. That did more damage than I thought to Frostlass, actually. Go for Blizzard. I should easily live this with Light Screen. Yeah, it's not even a question. That did way less than I thought, actually. So Flash Cannon should KO here and I should win the game. Yeah, the Annihilape's looking pretty good. I still don't know how to break into the Arch. Looking pretty good. Now I can get some recovery off the Rotom here. I'll probably go for Dragon Pulse plus Leech Life. Yeah, because just focusing down the Rotoms because I know Annihilape just beats the King Gambit. I guess it could be Chople Gambit, but I think the Rotom's the way bigger threat. So we're going to go for Dragon Pulse. We're going to go for a Leech Life. Just get recovery. We got the speed boost that we need. So Mega Scolipede does outspeed these Pokemon. No question about it. So don't have to really worry about that. It wasn't Scarf Rotom because it clicked Wisp in the Volt Switch. Yeah, I feel like we're in a pretty set shape. No Protects. I get a Leech Life off. That's really good damage, actually. Citrus? Yep. Probably lives to Dragon Pulse, but again, we're just trying to put everything into the 8 range. T-Bolt into Archaudon, so they're really hoping that they could do something to Archaudon, but they can't really do much to Archaudon. Here comes Dragon Pulse. Should KO. Or not KO, but barely miss, yeah. Kowtow into the Scolipede. That did nothing. That 148 defense coming into play. Inbound's gonna be forfeit because they kind of realized they can't really break through this. I mean, they could have. I'm kind of surprised they didn't try to go for Sucker Punch crit. I thought Sucker Punch crit and Arch might have been something that they could have went for, but yeah. All right, we have Frostlass, Sneasler, Whimsicott, Hydreigon with Rotom Wash and the Tinkaton. Unironically, the Tinkaton's actually one of the most annoying Pokemon for me to deal with. It actually is. Do I want screens up in this game? I actually feel like Pelipper's not good here. Unironically, I don't think Pelipper's good. It's only good against Sneasler and the Frostlass. Or it's not even that good in the Frostlass, but just denying the weather. I'd rather have Grimmsnarl screens in this matchup because I think it's like way more valuable. I think I'm just going to lead with Grimmsnarl Scolipede. Like, Scolipede's actually pretty good against my opponent because Leech Life for the Hydreigon, the decent damage in a Rotom, as well as the Whimsicott. It basically kind of just walls the Sneasler, and then Frostlass is just the only Pokemon I'm a little bit curious about. I think I go Annihilape just so I have bulk up pressure, and the close combat does do some decent damage here. And I think Arch. I think this is probably okay. Let's see. Because Pelipper, like, Electro Shot's nice to be able to spam, but I don't know if I'm even spamming Electro Shot in this game. I'm probably just spamming, like, Dragon Pulse and Flash Cannon, realistically, against this team. Because Encore Whimsicott means that, like, I could be Electro Shotting in snow, which means that I have to, like, retreat the Pelipper, then I'm vulnerable with Archilon. So I don't think I'd ever be spamming Electro Shot too much in this matchup, so I don't think it's ever worth going for. Let's see what my opponent decides to go with. Hydreigon Whimsicott, yeah, this actually is looking pretty good for Scolipede Grim. Looking really, really good. The question is, do I want to Mega Evolve? I might not even Mega Evolve. I might just try to like wall out stuff with Scolipede. Light Screen's always my play here. The question is, am I going for a Leech Life here into the... I think a Leech Life just makes so much sense here. Yeah, I really don't need the speed boost in this game. I think I'm just going to go for Light Screen. If I get rid of Hydreigon, that's really nice for my Arch. So I think I'm just going to go for Leech Life and go for the Light Screen. They could go to Sneasler, which is fine. But I don't mind this. Because like Moonblast won't do too much to my Grim. Doesn't threaten my Scolipede here. Next turn, I could double up the Whimsicott. I could go for Reflect plus Poison Jab. There's a lot of plays I can make. They do retreat the Hydreigon into Rotom. So I mean, Rotom's still pretty nice because that's a lot of damage in a Rotom. And Light Screen's still pretty effective against the Rotom Watch. So I feel pretty okay about this. Let's see, what do you go for here? They Tailwind immediately. Okay. So I don't mind having Scolipede just being slow in this game because I'm pretty sure I'm just switching in. I have the potential switching out into Arch, so that's why I don't think I need the speed boost in this game. Here comes Leech Life into the Rotom. That's good damage in the Rotom. Are you Citrus? You're not Citrus. Good to know. I don't see why I wouldn't go Arch here. I think I just go for Protect Parting Shots into the Whimsicott. Yeah. Ooh, they retreat. Is this Hydreigon? Oh, Frostlass. Okay, that's actually really, really good for me. Also, this Light Screen is going to pay off so many dividends. Also, kind of sad I didn't foul play to break a Sash on Whimsicott, but you know what? I'll take this still. A Parting Shot into the Frostlass is pretty massive. Arch is looking like in a phenomenal spot here. Yeah, Archaludon's looking like in a phenomenal spot here, so I will always go into Archaludon. And they don't have a Flash Cannon switch either. They did try to burn the Scolipede, so Rotom has Wisp, no Citrus Berry though. Okay. I'm just gonna Flash Cannon the Frostlass, go hard into Grimmsnarl. Again, they don't have a Flash Cannon switch in, and Grimmsnarl, I don't really care if Grimmsnarl gets burned. Scolipede's actually putting in a lot of work, so I do not want this mon to get burned because I want it to one-shot Hydreigon. So I will go out into the Grimmsnarl, which is also a pretty safe switch here because they shouldn't be able to threaten it for that much damage. I like the idea of also being able to threaten Parting Shots, so all four special attackers here, looks like. Against Light Screen, especially defensive Pokemon right now. Well, I guess Scoliped's not especially defensive, but with that Light Screen, it is helping out here. I could go for Dragon Pulse and a Rotom, but I don't think it KOs the Rotom anyway. I'd rather get the damage into Frostlass to make sure it can't come back in later in the game safely. So I wonder if this is a Roarville or if they go for Blizzard. They did Mega Evolve, so they're not protecting here. This should be either a Roarville or Blizzard. Unless they have a tech move, but I don't think so. Oh, they have Nasty Plot. Okay, I mean, that's still fine. I could Parting Shot the Frostlass if I really want to and sack Annihilate because Annihilate's not even useful in the end game. So Willis coming out here, which is fine. I could just Parting Shot and go for Flash Cannon. I could also Dragon Pulse if I read the... Ooh, that did so much damage to the Frostlass. Jeez, that did a lot to Frostlass. We're spamming it again. Flash Cannon, Parting Shots, you. They probably protect here, but I don't really see a reason why I have to call the switch here. They do switch out to Rotom. Hydreigon. This is protect. Should be, right? Yeah, like I could have read that. I could have went for a Dragon Pulse into the Rotom, but I still think that's pretty acceptable. If I knock out Frostlass, it's looking pretty good for me. They have to double the arch to take the knockout here. I have light screen up with the Grimstone and I can't be burned. So actually, I feel like my best play here is just to protect and foul play. I don't even know if they have a move that can target the Grim effectively. I'm going to go for foul play plus protect because I think they always double up the arch. And I don't think they could really punish the Grim here because again, they can't freeze me because I'm burned. And with light screen, I should easily live +1 Blizzard. Oh, with ease. With ease. It's also not Scarf Hydra. And they went for Earth Power, double up, perfect. Foul play. Takes the KO on Frostlass. And now I do not see how they're beating through like the rest of my team with Scolipede. I don't know how to break into the arch. Yeah, it's not looking good for them. It is not looking good for them. Whimsicott in. I did protect, so they're probably encoring me, which is fine. I just don't know if I really want to go Scolipede here. I think it could be Ape. I think Ape is fine because I don't really need Ape in this endgame. I'm gonna go for Parting Shot into the Whims. Or do I want to break Sash and just foul play? No, I would want offensive pressure. So I go back into Arch, yeah. Let's see. Okay, we get a Parting Shot off, no Pranks to move means it should be Moonblast. It probably targets the Grim slot. I think I go Scolipede here. They're not going for the fire move here. Maybe they Earth Power Moonblast double up this slot, but let's see. They did Moonblast, the target's down. Oh, they targeted the Ape. Okay, this might be double up in the Arch with Earth Power plus Moonblast, which is acceptable. I don't really need yeah, I don't need my Ape. And it kind of makes sense because if I don't have Spirit Break on the Grimmsnarl, then it does make sense that they just refuse to target it. Okay, it is Life Orb on the Hydra, but that's fine. Do I think it KOs? I have 2 sets of light screen, so I have room to maneuver. Trying to think about what makes the most sense here. I think not losing Mons would be the ideal situation. I think we just go out into my Archaludon and we click Leech Life. Only way I think this could go bad is Fake Tears from Whimsicott. But I think they would have attempted it earlier than Moonblast. Okay, Moonblast into the Arch. Perfect. I eat that. Draco? Earth Power. Okay, yeah, this is nothing. Yep. Pretty sure I will have Draco too, but probably barely. And I will get, or not barely, maybe like in the red by like 20 HP. Leech Life will KO the Hydreigon though. And that will secure it because I get all that recovery. Rotom plus Whimsicott beating down this Scolipede as well as the Archaludon is looking super unlikely here. And yeah, it looks pretty much a wrap here. I'm debating about do I even go out into Grim. It's a lesser screen. They're going to forfeit. They kind of realize it's over, but yeah. Like I think even a bunch of crits doesn't save them. I just spam attacks and I don't think there's that much that they could do. So nice. Alright, we have Aerodactyl, Charizard, Sylveon, Kingambit, the Farigiraf, and Garchomp. So, is this Roar Farigiraf? I could go with the Rain mode, but of course, I think Kingambit should lead to Drachenbasky Legion. Aerodactyl is kind of a weird mon, because it's like good into like these two, but it's like terrible into the Rain mode. So I'm curious if we'll see it or not. My guess is they're probably just bringing like Charizard, Sylveon, Kingambit, Farigiraf. That's my guess, but we'll see if that's correct or not. I'm gonna bring I think I'm just gonna go with Annihilate plus Scolipede immediately, just to put on some offensive pressure. And then in the back, I'm bringing our child on Pelipper. I don't think it's too bad of a call against this team in general. I do have access to Rock Tomb, Rock Slide. I also have a few other plays. The only thing I'm scared of is this Charizard's randomly timid. They don't usually run timid on this team. I'll tell you that much. So I'm hoping in this case, Annihilate puts in work. Yeah, Charizard King Gambit, that makes sense because he could threaten Sucker Punch into Basky Legion. And you have weather control, so this is what I kind of anticipated. Now, the question is, what are you going for? Because Gambit probably can't protect it. It can go on the offense, but I think that's okay. I'm gonna risk it here. I'm gonna go for Rock Tomb, and I'm gonna Rock Slide. Because one, this breaks a sash on Gambit. Two, Rock Tomb and a Rock Slide KOs Charizard. They Mega Evolve, so I'm assuming this is gonna be an attack here. And if I outspeed and hit my moves, I'm in a phenomenal spot. Let's see. They Sucker Punch Annihilate, so they're trying to go for Sucker Punch and a Heat Wave, I suppose. We hit the Rock Tomb, that's massive. I really want to break the sash. Please hit Charizard. Okay. While I could have obviously have broken the sash on the Gambit too, this is a pretty good turn. Eliminating the Charizard is the biggest threat to Scolipede right now, especially since there's no Aerodactyl that could Mega Evolve, so could have been better, but I do not mind this. I do not mind this. What are you going out into? It's probably Sylveon and Farigiraf in the back, right? If it's Farigiraf, I'll take a gamble. I'll take a gamble. I'll go for coaching here plus a Mega Evolve Leech Life. I'm willing to go for it into the Farigiraf and see if this can KO, because right now, what's their hope here? Sucker Punch, draw off a crit into Ape. I think that's like their only hope right now. Let's see. Oh, they targeted the Scolipede, which is fine because I get recovery, so that's actually better for me. Oh, I forgot I outspeed. I got my speed order wrong because actually, wait. Yeah, it's 105. Oh, I didn't get my coaching before. That was a bit of a mix-up. I forgot. I thought I did after I Mega Evolve, I still get the coaching boost, but no, I forgot that doesn't work. But they went for Psychic, so this is still okay. This actually works out better for me because they don't get Trick 'em Up, which means they should lose. I don't think they can break through the Scolipede. Unless it's like Garchomp back. If it's Garchomp or Arrow back. But even then, it's looking pretty rough. So the question is, what do I want to go out into? Probably just go out into Pelipper here. And we click Weather Ball into Gambit, which is 2-shot, as well as just Leech Life spam. We could also Tailwind here. I guess Tailwind isn't too bad. The Gambit can't break through my team right now. Yeah, I can just go for Leech Life plus Tailwind. Because this covers Garchomp if it's in the back. It also... It doesn't really cover Arrow, but it covers Garchomp. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that damage is pretty good at the Garchomp. Okay, so no Sylveon is interesting, but I guess they were a bit worried about Scolipede. Iron Head into Scolipede doesn't do too much, and we do get Tailwind up. So now we can go for Weather Ball, Leech Life, and it's looking really rough for them. Because I can't worry about Rock Slide Flinch, although I did have Wide Guard as a backup, but yeah. Now I just Weather Ball the Garchomp. I'm going to Leech Life the King Gambit because I know the King Gambit can protect. I just get a bunch of recovery. So I just live the Kowtows. I don't have to worry about crit because of Shell Armor. So pretty good spot, I'd say. Pretty good spot. Let's see. Is this losable? I don't think it is. Unless it's Scarf. It's not Scarf Garchomp, so I do get the Leech Life. Look at that damage of the Gambit. +1 is doing work. I'm getting all this recovery. Here's a Weather Ball into the Garchomp. Should KO. Yep. Probably a Life Orb, I assume. Maybe it's the Roselli Berry set, but Garchomp down. Gambit gonna Iron Head. Surprised they're not going for Kowtow, but even then it doesn't really matter. Scolipede E set up. Now we Leech Life the Farigiraf, Weather Ball the King Gambit. The game's over. Yeah, they also realize it, so nice. Scolipede kind of just running away with the game on that one, even with that one mistake I made. Alright, we have Whimsicott, Farigiraf, Incineroar, Basky Legion, Charizard, Garchomp. This is weird. It's a weird one. I can beat it, but it's definitely a strange matchup. I'm gonna go with Annihilate because it's just really good into Instant Lead. It's also really good into Charizard as well because of the Rock Tomb, so I will be bringing Annihilate. I think Annihilate plus Scolipede makes a lot of sense here. I could lead Arch as well. Arch isn't too bad of a lead. I do like the Arch lead because I do have access to Rock Tomb and it is pretty effective. It's more effective in a Charizard because I don't have to play scared of Heat Wave. So I think I will actually lead this. With Scolipede and Pelipper back because I do need weather control and Scolipede is actually pretty nice against the Ferrap mode. It's also good in a Whimsicott. So let's see what happens here. I don't really like my own Basque. It's like okay, but it's not really necessary. It's like a good mix-up if I know the sets, but I feel like I'd rather just play with the more standardish route here with Annihilate plus the Rain mode. It's just pretty effective, I think, for the most part. Our challenge is just really good against this team after the defense boost. It makes it actually a mon that could beat Basculegion. I'm kind of curious what the Life Orb is because that's a big important part. Is the Life Orb on Basculegion or is it on Garchomp? It could be on neither, which would make my life easier, but those are the two Pokemon that are the most threatening right here. Basculegion, Charizard, okay. Versus Annihilate Barchelodon, sure. If I had Rain Dance on the Annihilate, imagine the terror I could bring here. I think Double Protect is fine, just scouting out for Protects. I also want to scout at the Basculegion's potential Choice Scarf or not. It looks like they're just gonna go for Protect themselves, it looks like, or did you Heat Wave? They just Heat Waved in regular form, okay. Last Respect immediately, but we don't know if it's Scarf, I guess, on Basque. Air Slash, they have Air Slash. So no Weather Ball or no Solar Beam. It could be one of the two. What do you give me to Charizard? I think they might attack with Charizard and Mega Evolve here. I'm going to go for Rock Tomb Dragon Pulse. Nice. This is only good though if I outspeed. If I outspeed, I am in a good shape. So let's see. There's Scarf. Okay, good to know. Beautiful. Rock Tomb, which means my Arch should be faster than this Charizard. Get Dragon Pulse off and will KO. So beautiful. Goodbye, Charizard. So that is a mon I'm very happy to remove immediately from play. Because that mon was super scary to deal with. Is this going to be Garchomp? It is Garchomp. I don't really need Annihilate anymore, and I think there's actually a decent chance they double up the Arch with like Last Respect into Life Orb Storming Tantrum. I'm going to go for a coaching attempt. To protect. I want to see what they decide to click here. Well, they're just gonna forfeit. Okay. I think they could win, especially if they crit the Archaludon. But okay. Sure. So how was the team? I think team was fine. I don't think it's like the strongest team out there. And I do think that Mega Scolipede, it was able to put in some work. I do think that is a Mega that feels like you have to work really hard for it to get wins though, which of course when you have really powerful Megas and just a lot of Pokemon that are hostile to Scolipede because Bug type isn't exactly the greatest defensive typing and even offensively, like it's niche where it can hit some things like Farigiraf, but otherwise it's usually the poison typing that's really carrying the Scolipede. I don't think it's the most amazing Mega, but it did have some potential. Again, I just don't know about the shell armor plus like the really low speed, just unable to outspeed things. And yeah, like there's multiple ways you can take advantage of speed boost. And then just the speed boost numbers get really weird when you Mega Ball Scolipede at a +1 or +2. So yeah, it's not the greatest Mega, but was it fun? Was it usable? It did some work. Yes, but would I really recommend it in competitive? Not really. If you'd like to try out the team though, you can try it out with the code on the screen. You can check out the details of the team again down below the description. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.